Go Loud presents the Talking Bollox podcast.
What you waiting for? Put your back in it. Just a little more. Throw your weight in it now. Tell your body okay. Walk it hard and long. When you finish that,
The hip knocker.
go down, go down.
Boom! Episode 58, the Talking Bollox pod.
Yeah, the broadcast, yeah. Next week we're going to have a Catholic podcast. This one's a Protestant podcast. The broadcast.
Oh, just keep it there. It's episode 58, the Talking Bollox podcast, brought to you by Go Loud, the home of Irish podcast. It's me, Terry Flower,
It's me, CLB.
and it's just the two of us. Just two of us. We're flaunting this week.
First one of the year, riding solo. We haven't done one in a long time.
First one of the year, 3 months. I
Yeah,
looked
it's
it
been a
up,
long
11 weeks,
time.
11
Yeah.
weeks.
All
that's
right,
a
but
lot.
who's counting? Like, you know
Who's
what I mean?
counting? Do you know what I mean? How's things?
All good, bro. How are you?
Fresh as a flower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We box off the zingers and get this show on the road, will we?
See, how did we used to do these all the time? What did we used to do? Like?
I don't know. I think we just had more stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
And then we just talk about that stuff with a guest, usually, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
Talking
yeah, it
cheese
makes
boards
sense.
and all, like.
Talking to we've some neck. Right, come here. Last week's zingers.
Terrence went more economically friendly this week. He didn't put the answers down on a piece of paper, so he's going to take them from his phone directly.
I did. Right, the hat.
Yeah, it's a monkey hat.
Owen, you're going to be delighted with this. Beanie, 68%. Monkey hat, 32%.
No, and people were saying there was a monkey hat. That's not a monkey hat. Monkey hat's done with the flaps. That's not a monkey hat.
No, it's not. It's It's them ones that we showed.
But beanies, there wasn't a such thing as a beanie until Belgium came to Dublin. Once Belgium got established in Dublin, people started calling that a beanie. That's what happened there.
Valid point. I'm not gonna argue with
Gentrification
you.
done that.
Right, next zinger. Am I shouting?
A bit, yeah.
What am I shouting for, boys? Right, would you rather... I don't know if you worded that wrong. Would you rather never watch a new series or a new film ever again?
I'd rather never watch a new series.
47% said series, 53% said film. And I don't know which way they mean it.
Yeah. I'd imagine 47% of people would never watch a new series again. Well, that's what way we have to assume, yeah?
Yeah. So 47% series, 53% film, yeah?
Right?
Boom. What's that emoji?
Yeah, it's praying.
Yeah. 90% praying.
Yeah, and 10% the high fives. And someone sent us a screenshot. They
Of the
searched praying.
praying.
Yeah, and
Comes
it
up.
comes up. Yeah. Did you
Next.
type in high five to see did that work?
No, but I will right now this second.
Yeah, but that was Pat Divley's zinger from last week anyway. So they are now, Pat. It's praying emoji, yeah?
Yeah, it doesn't come up for high five.
Yeah, so it comes up for praying. It's a praying emoji.
Right. And
The Supermax one. I want to know this because I know there's a lot of people who are saying this is a Culture versus Dublin thing.
it is a culture versus Dublin thing, and we have a lot of cultures listening. So, which is nicer, McDonald's or Supermax? 77% said McDonald's,
Yeah.
23%.
I got a fright there.
Yeah.
The way you worded that one, I got a fright.
Well over 2,000 people. That's
Yeah.
Supermax, you know what I mean?
Come
All
here.
the cultures come out
Supermax is
first.
not bad. Like the pizza, the Papa John's is nice. Yeah, they do the nice pizza out there.
Garlic and cheese chips.
I don't know, that's a very culty thing. Yeah, my board calls it garlic cheese chip, not chips, not plural. And I always say you get one chip over there.
Thanks for the zinger, Amy, because that's going to be mine.
Absolutely grand,
Do you say a fish and chip or a fish and chips?
bro. You don't get a blade and smoke hot in one chip. You know what I mean? It's a plural. But
What do you say, though? I bet your ma says fish and chip.
I don't know what she says. Come here.
Bring your ma right now.
No, I'm not ringing her. She won't get her off the phone.
Burden the ears off. You up the nest, you little cracker.
One thing I wanted to say about Supermax: a hot chocolate muffin and ice cream out there, bro.
A what?
Hot chocolate muffin and ice cream. Yeah.
Yeah.
They used to cut the chocolate muffin down the middle, throw it in the microwave, and then put the ice cream out of the machine, the one that you pull, that ice cream,
On top of it?
on top of it. And they used to be, now, this was back in the day when we used to get them, they used to be £2, yeah?
Yeah.
I guarantee they're about at least a score now. They'd have to be. They fill you up for the day. 3-course meal in the palm of your hand, yeah? Lethal yolks,
Nice
yeah.
jokes, yeah?
Lethal yolks. Might get one on the way home.
Yeah.
Whopper, honestly, hot chocolate muffin and ice cream.
Right, boom, there you are.
That was Pat Divley as well, yeah? Now, there you are, Pat.
You're Pat Divley. So, that actually is my zinger. I think that's a good zinger, and I think a lot of people is going to agree with me. I think it's an older thing, though. It's like, it's like the old zinger that we had, a single.
Yeah, or a bag of chips, yeah.
And like, it's in sort of an older thing, so I would have just grown up hearing people saying a single.
Yeah.
So, do you say a fish and chips or a fish and chip?
And we'll apply that to garlic cheese chip as well.
Yeah. So, 2 zingers there, please, yeah?
Well, we'll mix it all in. Do you say the plural of chips? It has to be, because you're not getting one chip.
Oh, no, but it's just what you say, innit? Your board says it as well.
Yeah, but she's a fucking culty. Something I wanted to say as well. So, If you're only recently new to the podcast, go back and listen to the start. Not just because you'll hear in a linear fashion and the progression, just because we covered so many singers. A lot of people like, oh, I've listened and you haven't done this one, and then we'd be like, no, we did, and we're trying to pinpoint what one. I think it's episode 7 or episode 14 and all.
Yeah.
So go back and listen.
I put a lot of them in the story, remember?
Yeah, and I don't think you got them all, and that's how many of them there is.
No, I didn't.
You
So I
must-
haven't done it. That was a few months ago, I think.
Yeah.
And I haven't caught up. I'll catch up with them again.
They're on their story highlights on Instagram anyways. Go on and check them out there.
And go over to Go Loud as well and leave a rating and a review and
Yeah.
listen to us on Thursday at 7 o'clock, yeah?
So that's how, that's how we grow the podcast. So like, review, rate, follow, download, comment, subscribe on all social media platforms.
Get them off, yeah.
And Thursday 7 p.m. is when we go live. My singer this week, didn't think it was a bad one. I didn't think it was that much of a divisive one because I don't mind it. But when you're loading the dishwasher, what way do you put the cutlery?
That is probably the most suggested zinger I've ever seen.
Yeah.
My personal page, the Talking Bollox page, hopped over, getting tagged on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram.
Bebo.
I don't have a dishwasher. I'm not that middle class.
Yeah.
Don't even have a toaster. I barely have a roof over my head. You know, it's me if I have a fucking dishwasher.
Right, and anyways, yeah. When you're loading the dishwasher, which way do you put your cutlery? Facing up or facing down? I do put. If I had to put 2 forks in, I'll put one down and one up. I don't care. I just throw them all in.
Someone in the gas.
Just lob them all in. They're getting washed, aren't they?
I know. I think if I had to do it, I'd have to have them all one way up or one way down.
But you're OCD.
Bro, do you ever do that with your notes? So if you have a lot of notes in the
they
school
all
back
have to be the same way. Yeah.
do you know
But you
what I
do go around the gap flicking switches and all.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't be leaving the switches on the gaps.
We were sitting in my gaff the other day watching the match, and someone walked in the sitting room and he's like, will you do me a favour, will you press the switch? Because one switch on the plug was on and one was off. And he's like, will you put the two of them the same?
Yeah, if you have switches, you obviously have switches, you have electricity and all, yeah? Turn the fucking switches off when you aren't using them, boys, yeah?
Right. But
I just want that to apply to every household.
I told you he's going green, yeah. He's saving the planet now, this fella.
But yeah, that's gonna be a divisive zinger. Do you like that word?
Yeah, bro, I said it there 2 seconds ago. That's what you said it.
Yeah,
It's in your
Harry
head.
Penis.
You know what I mean? The dictionary,
Come on,
fella.
take the limelight on me, go on.
No, come here. Speaking of limelight, go on.
No, come on,
No,
speak.
you were going to say something.
Don't be starting at me.
You went to point at me there.
I did, I was going to say, get the boys out here.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say as well.
That's mad, isn't it?
Yeah.
To left, we have a goal link on Ultimate Team and FIFA. The boys will know the crack, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, what's the crack?
So just before Christmas there, we were doing a quiz, 4-5 went, and I finished at 4-2, and I took a winter break because of COVID. It must have been an international break or something. Yeah, it was 4-2 to the CRB fella. Right, there are 3, here it is now. There's 3 words in the English language beginning with DW. Name them.
Right. Beginning with DW.
Yeah.
The well? Oh my God, what the fuck? With DW?
When do you need this answer for?
So the well? The Gwen Stefani? I don't know, bro. The well? So what? Am I going first or are we just throwing out answers together? No comment. You're not in a section now.
Right.
Just throw them out. You just have 30 seconds. Right, the well. Calvin, you better think of one.
The why. Sound.
Is that now?
No.
The White York.
Yeah, it's a name, not a bleeding.
Got away with it, no?
No. I met him before
Did you? Where?
in Champion Sports on, I think it was actually Marathon Sports on Henry Street years ago.
The White York.
Yeah, I have a picture.
No,
I have a picture. I have a picture. Me with my little step haircut. You want a little bowl haircut?
You just keep talking because
I
the
am.
timer is going down and I
bro,
have the
I
well in the bank.
Yeah, you keep that. I'm going to give him that. Right, go on. Time has to be. I'm going to put that picture on Instagram.
Yeah, deal.
Me and the White York.
Right, is that time up on? Right, I'll take a 4-3 now.
Does he get the point for that there?
Yeah, you said whoever answers more, no? Get up.
Right, 4-3. Come here, what was the 3 then? Right, here we go. Answers on a postcard, please.
The Wolf. How did we not think of that in the
Absolutely
window?
grand.
Dark
Window, yeah.
30.
Fuck's sake. Right, what's the largest animal in the world?
Boom.
Blue whale. What's your answer?
Blue whale. How are we supposed to do this? Are we just waiting on a message now again?
I don't know what's going on. 1-1, yes. It's a blue whale, yeah. And then
5-4. Back to you, Nace.
right, so it's 5-3 to me.
5-4, yeah.
5-4. It was 4-2 at the start. You got that right. That was 4-3. Now it's 5-3. He's at the corner. Nice. So it's the first to 5. Right.
Right.
The last question. In Scrabble, 2 letters are worth 10 points. More than any others. Name both.
I never played Scrabble, but
Neither did I, bro.
did you not?
Never
Swear
in my
down.
life. On your life, I've never played Scrabble.
Did any of you ever play 30 seconds?
Must name both to get the point. Oh my God. So, right. We'll just divert the conversation there for a minute because the two of us never played Scrabble. 30 seconds is the best game on the planet.
Best game ever. But
Who's the goat at it?
he is, he's late, lad, yeah, and does me head in. But if you play it, explain how you play it.
So 30 seconds is you get a card with 5 different
Sections.
I don't know, like categories on it.
So if it was,
It'd be like a London, an actor, fucking mad random stuff. But you have to describe all 5 things on the card in 30 seconds to do it. So obviously I'd take the terms like, what's the capital of England? Right, London, yeah, that's a point, blah, blah,
but
blah.
the harder than that.
You can't say the word that's on the card. And I'm like Diego Maradona at 30 seconds.
Yeah, I'm shy at it.
Yeah.
But I can't stop thinking about it. See when
Yeah.
I go to bed in the night and all that, they'll be bleeding, twisting and turning. How they fucking not get Gwen Stefani?
We were playing him one day, yeah. And it was Sprite 0, wasn't it?
Right, baggy.
And I goes to him, right, not 7 up the other one. He goes, Sprite. And I goes, right, and a number. And he goes, 9. Sprite 9.
I panicked. You don't realise how, because you have 30 seconds to answer all 5 of them. And when you're on the clock, someone says a number, you just think, isn't it? Boom, 9.
I mean, you get more damage on 30 seconds, you'd be surprised.
Yeah.
And then
So
different kind of 30 seconds, right? So,
back to the yoke. 2 letters are worth more than any others.
right.
I don't understand. You're looking her up there.
I'm looking at the plaguing question. Right, so, do you want my 2 letters and then Terrence's 2 letters?
Yeah, we'll do it like that.
Yeah?
Lad, I'll go first.
Go on then.
A and E.
Right. Z and X. Absolutely grand. What is it? Oh, Q and Z. What did I say?
X and Y.
Didn't I say X and Z? No. I had to get both. You said X. Right, we leave it at that. So what's the story now? Is this done?
Wrapped up.
So
What,
I won.
No, me Bollox. Did he win?
I won the overall quiz 5-3, no?
Don't think so. Back to another race.
Right. Next week is the last week of the quiz, and after that, then I have one up on Terrence. I'm just going to hold it against him till the day he does.
Yeah.
Whenever I need it, just pull it out of the bag,
Just
isn't it?
pull her out.
Yeah, right.
Suggestions.
Restrictions were lifted on Friday.
Good up.
Yeah. So we're back. I'm shitting because you don't need your COVID cert going anywhere. Full capacity on venues.
Only on flights for the concerts.
Yeah.
But not
And
for restaurants, pubs or nothing.
there's something in the works. So that's why I'm shitting.
Say
We'll leave
no
it at
more.
that and we'll say no more. But
Well,
no,
something big.
something big. Stay tuned. I was out Friday. I went out for something to eat with the missus and then we went to a pub after.
What was it like?
And I swear to God, it was nuts. There was no bouncer on the door. And the bar itself was packed. You know, trying to get in between 2 people to order a drink and all. And you're like,
Yeah.
what's going on here? Like, this is not real life. We were in the Matrix. I was like, this is not real. Do you know what I mean? This is fucking madness. Like, and there's people coming over and talking to me and all. I was like, chatting to strangers here. It was fucking great.
Yeah.
It was, I don't know, wholesome was the best way to describe it. It was fucking lethal, yeah? 10 o'clock, I heard a bleeding. I hit the wall. 10 o'clock, I was like, I'm going to bed.
Wrapping
10
her up.
wrap her up. 10 o'clock, the neck of me being out at 10
bleeding
o'clock.
day?
Bro, the neck of me being out at 10 o'clock. You want to see me? Driving home when I open and all. You know what I mean? Bollocks. But that's just how I felt. It was weird. I seen somebody tweeting at 7 o'clock and I'm getting ready to go out. The boom was back. Like, you know what I
Saying
mean?
that little, isn't it, but?
So everything is, the restrictions are lifted. Go out, enjoy yourself, embrace it. You know what I mean?
What a muck.
Here we are. Stay tuned. Big announcement coming soon. Right, a couple more suggestions.
Boom.
Let's get into it.
Just gonna have to cut the him and horn, boys, yeah?
Right, someone says, what did you think of Love Hate when it was on?
Love Hate was lethal.
Sound.
Will White was in that.
Yeah.
So you know, Will White was a plumber in that. I don't know
No,
if we
he
can
was
say
an
anything.
electrician. He was fitting an alarm.
Was he?
Yeah. And shout out to Will White. He has a play coming up soon. He wants
When
us
is
to
the
plug
play
it.
again? He's in the Laughter Lounge as well on, I think it's the 17th and the 18th of February. I'm not too sure, but check it out on the Laughter Lounge Instagram
Yeah.
and make sure you get your tickets for that.
Yeah, and check his Instagram out for his play as well. He asked us to plug that for him. He's a legend. Yeah, Will was in that. Love Hate was fucking lethal.
Yeah.
Do you know what was great about it? It was actually, it wasn't too far away from being on the money. And what's this? Did I think the portrayals of gangsters were accurate and believable? Kinda. Thought Nidge's fade was absolutely atrocious.
Is what?
His fade. Remember the way his hair was supposed to be faded? It wasn't blended proper.
Yeah.
But do you remember on one of the episodes he got his runners made and he had his initials on them? Yeah.
Calvin O'Brien still doing that.
I have them right now.
C.O.B.
C.O.B.ness.
Yeah, I think Love Hate was quality. I think the acting was actually brilliant, and I think they did do. I think it's the best job I've seen in recreating
Yeah.
what the criminal's saying is actually like.
Yeah.
Even though if you heard the Nidge fella talking in real life, then
Yeah.
It's
That-
like-
that's just a good acting performance. of it, isn't it?
brilliant acting
Yeah.
performance. But I see for things like that, I'd love to see them bringing
An actual person in, like someone,
an actual
someone close to home, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, bringing people in like. Yeah, something like that. Like, how do you word that?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like,
Bringing people in who actually talk like that.
Barty was on it though.
Yeah, Barty was on the shooting cats and all.
Yeah, you know what I
You
mean?
know what I mean? You know what he does.
Leroy Harris was on it as well. The two
Yeah.
boys were on it, you know? But
Yeah, but it's great to see that. But I'd love to see them getting the big roster. I think Nate's done a fucking great job. in
yeah, it was lethal. Like, we used to watch it like religiously every Sunday when it was on. And
Yeah.
I mean, you wouldn't miss an episode of it.
Hung out on it, yeah.
How they did it was brilliant. Like the soundtrack and all. was
You
fucking
rewatched it
quality.
recently.
I watched it in lockdown.
Did it hold up?
The first couple of seasons don't. His board walks in, what are you doing? I'm just updating my Bebo page. Yeah, and he's getting married and all. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
bits like that don't hold up. But even when they're shooting someone, you know, and they're going out on the blade motorbike to shoot people and all, you're like, Jesus, like the lad's done the homework. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
just the way people go on. And do you remember there was one of them where like, she shut it down like a load of hoover and she can't see her phone then because her vision's blurry and everyone's like, Jesus, that's real life scenario, isn't it? Like she's like that trying to look at her phone and all. But like, yeah, Love Hate was lethal. Someone else said, blah blah blah. Get a copper on.
I don't want to give too much away, but yeah, we've something big coming up. Not exactly a copper, but somebody.
Someone along the lines, yeah.
Yes, yeah.
That's
Can
something.
I talk on? I won't say any names.
No.
No.
So someone says, get a copper on.
We've something in the works.
Yeah, we're trying to get something sorted.
We're trying to get something sorted, but of course you don't want to just bring in a bleeding copper who's
Like people-
25 and he's in the job 2 years.
Yeah,
you
people
get
don't realise as well. You can't just bump into a cop on the street and say, "What's the story? Do you want to come on this podcast?" it's a lot tougher than that, you know.
me? Yeah,
but
we're looking for
that's
someone. If we were looking, we'd be looking for someone who's out of the game now, who can actually talk to us about it.
something we can do right, you know. And I know one or two people have reached out to us. They've had relatives who are retired and all.
Yeah.
It's actually very hard to get going, but
And it's
in the works.
it's not a roasting session either. Listen, we've talked about the problems with the Garda in the inner city and the problems with the Garda in general and things they do right and things they do wrong. Not much writing, but whatever. But
where we think they can improve.
where we think they can improve. So it's not going to be bringing them in, like bring the lambs into the slaughter. Like we're
No.
not gonna, it's not going to be a roasting session. It's bringing somebody in to sit down with a level head and say, look, these are the things that's going on. These are the things that we seen growing up, and these are the things that are still happening today.
Yeah,
Where do you think we can improve, firstly?
yeah,
And then how are these things able to get through?
yeah.
Do you get me? Like we had a conversation there today, actually, about people we know who get nicked and they'd come out black and blue, lumps all over them,
Yeah.
get to a pulp. And you'd say, what happened to you? And they go, they bleeding. They bounce me head off every one of the shell. They
And that's
dance
just
all
it.
over
It's
me."
just accepted. Yeah,
And that's grand.
yeah.
Like, I've never, even myself though, I've never sat there and went, fuck me, man, or whatever. It's just like, no way, bleeding bastards.
You
Fuck them.
get nicked. You got to hiding off the guard. That's just like a given.
It's a given.
It's
you
hand
know
in
what I mean?
hand, isn't it?
And they're the type of things that I'd be liking to ask.
Yeah, like what goes on behind the
how is
scenes.
that allowed?
Yeah,
And how is it just accepted in society for that to happen?
yeah.
Do you get me? Because nobody bats an eyelid when that happens.
No, nothing.
Do you get me?
Nothing. And that's what I'm saying. It's just accepted. It's like going swimming again. Well, yeah, that happened.
Yeah.
You took a few slaps off a cop and you're like, grown man shouldn't be hitting somebody, especially somebody who's cuffed. You know what I mean? And we'll see that. And we've touched on police brutality before, and we've touched on cases like that. Like, you want to go back to episode 28, which I think is one of the most overlooked episodes and one of the most powerful episodes that we've ever done, because that's when I first thought, you know what, this is using our platform to really, really benefit a cause. So I don't really want to go into too much detail. Go back to episode 28, you know what we're talking about, but it's something that we have got in the works. We are looking to get a guard on, because it's something we flirted with before, so we'll come around to it. I just remember there, before Christmas, there was somebody who was giving us a lot of beef in one of the local schools, and
we're still waiting there.
on multiple occasions we've reached out to them since they've already gave us a load of stick in front of all the students, and we're still waiting to hear from them, you know. And that's just something that we're going to touch on, a perception thing that teachers are out there telling people not to listen to us, which I find very weird, because on the other hand, we have numerous offers to come to schools and actually give talks and workshops to students, and it's something that we're going to be looking into this year.
We were told that the teacher knows about it as well, and he was in the horrors, so
The ball's in your court, pal.
it's not like as if we're going up a baseball bat, mate. Do you know what I mean? We'll go up and we'll have a normal conversation, and we'll see why you have a chip on your shoulder about us and why you have a problem with us, because you clearly do. And we'll just have a normal chat about
We'll
it.
see
So
why it's not
instead
beneficial.
of going bleeding stand in front of a classroom with 16 youngsters or whatever and saying, don't listen to these, like Conor McGregor wanna be. Instead of doing that, we don't sit down with us and we just have a chat.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal. We're not going up bleeding, causing slaughter, you know what I mean?
We go up and just have a discussion.
Yeah.
What do you think we do wrong? Why do you think that? And we'll go
Where
from
you
there.
think we can improve?
Yeah, and we'll
Well,
go from there.
It's not like that. It wasn't constructive criticism.
No.
It was put
Don't listen to
down.
them.
Don't
Yeah.
listen to them. They're two McGregor wannabes. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Blah, 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 blah. Sorry. Did you see a man? I can't remember his name. He's the actor out of 50 Shades of Grey, and he's talking about Irish people were not allowed to be successful. It's embarrassing to be successful.
What do you mean?
So, you know, like you see someone do well for himself.
Yeah.
It was a bit like what Roddy Doyle said. Remember when your man came up to me, you Roddy Doyle, so what? Remember that? He's talking about that. He's on one of them late night chat shows in America, and he's saying it's embarrassing. You don't want to be seen to get like too ahead of yourself. We're always knocked down in pagan Ireland.
But that's true, because you look at like A-list celebrities in the world, the Conor McGregor's now, the Jay-Z's, the Beyonce's, and I'm using them for example because they cannot go anywhere in the world without being mobbed. They came to Ireland, they were walking around the Fino.
Yeah, no one give a bollocks.
No one give a rat's.
No
The
one
two
give
of them
a
are
bollocks.
floating through
Yeah.
the Fino. How are you? What's
Yeah.
the story? Selfie. See you
Yeah,
later.
sure, didn't Kanye West go to pictures on the sunny moon over here?
In
He
the
went,
Cineworld down there.
bunked into the Savoy.
Boxing
No, he was somewhere down the country. He went to pictures.
Did he?
They just let do what they want, and then like even it's like we're embarrassed the successful people from Ireland. Like no one even likes Bono.
I don't even think I don't know if it's like a bad thing. I think like people.
No, I think it's a strange thing though.
It is strange, but like I think over here, because I have that mentality, like I always said that, and people would be like, "You're a fucking liar," bro. Like, as like now growing up, Stephen Gerrard being my idol, like you
Yeah.
know what I mean. I'd be like, if I seen Stephen Gerrard walking past the flats now,
Wouldn't go near him.
I wouldn't run over,
Yeah.
and I wouldn't have. Do you know what I mean? But I don't, and I think we're all like that. It's not bred in us, like
It must be though.
yeah, from something.
Yeah.
But I don't remember anyone ever saying, "Don't fucking do that."
He was giving an interview. He was like, yeah, you're not allowed to get too far ahead of yourself. You're not allowed to be seen being successful and all. And I was like, do you know what? He's right. It's like embarrassing to be successful in Ireland. Do you know what I mean? Like, oh, what, you think you made it now because you're in Hollywood in that film? And he's just like, oh, yeah.
That's why, like you see Cork going on Twitter, they go Cork on Twitter with Blade Barry Cowan, and he's like, hey, Hollywood, get me a point. He's putting up tweets and all.
Yeah.
When he's over here, it's just, hey, Hollywood, get us a point to buy.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah.
I mean? And it's like that, like, it's a mad one, isn't it?
It's a weird one.
Because saying that's gas when you think about Beyonce and Jay-Z, just up in the banana sheds.
Floating through the Fino.
Not a peep out of the
Do you know what I mean? When's the zoo open? Come in the thing up at the CCJ there waiting for a Lewis. And then, do you know what made me think that as well? Like, is this something that's just inbred in us? And we had a conversation the weekend about going out for food. And do you know when the waiter comes down, the food was rotten, you're like, was that all right? You're like, oh yeah, it was grand. And you're like, that was rotten, never come back here again. But you'd never actually say it to them. And they're giving you a chance to like, is everything okay? You're like, oh yeah, it was grand. And it clearly wasn't. But that's something that the Irish people do as well. Like, you never say, do you know what, actually that was rotten. Them chips were rock solid. That burger wasn't done proper. Blah, blah, blah.
And somebody said to us, somebody was in a restaurant and the waiter went up and said, is everything all right? And they were like, yeah, it's grand, yeah, perfect. And then they left and they left a bad review.
Yeah,
Don't go to
and
this
the restaurant called them out on it.
And the restaurant called them out and said, well, when we went over and asked you, was everything all right? You said it was great.
Yeah.
So what's going on here?
But that's something as well with Irish people. We just settle for it. Like, yeah, that was grand. Well, obviously it wasn't. You know what I mean? Say it.
Yeah.
That's a weird one. I
think it's just our common decency as well. You don't...
But is it you're paying for the food?
Yeah, valid point, yeah.
That's like there's being decent and then there's like being unsatisfied. But I think that's an Irish thing as well. We just settle for it. It's like we just settle. It's like if you want to run it back and get deeper about it, it's like what we say. Where it's like don't rock the boat.
Yeah.
With the boat or with the job thing. What do you mean? Don't give up your job to pursue that dream. You take what you have and you go with it. With the food, it's like you have to get fed. Just be happy with getting fed, whether you like it or not. You know what I mean?
That is a valid point, yeah.
When you think about it, it gets deep, doesn't it?
Everyone causing more than Nando's now this week.
Yeah, not happy with that. You ask for peri chips, you get me normal chips.
Well, boast your life, yeah.
More than.
Yeah.
Like, TripAdvisor are going to be through the roof now with reviews.
Yeah. No, that's a mad one.
Isn't it? It's a weird one that you haven't think about it.
Suggestions.
Right, what else have you got? Give me a sec.
Actually, can I just give a quick shout out to our biggest fan of the podcast, Calvin, yeah?
Hang on. Sorry, go.
The biggest fanboy of the podcast, Moss PG.
Yeah.
Shout out to Mossy. Mossy's a legend. I just want to give him a quick shout out because he's always giving us a bit of sticking on, but we know he loves us.
Yeah, and he's going to be loving this, yeah. Why can I not talk today?
I don't know, bro.
Brain switch off. I want to
So,
text.
Mossy, shout out to you and the short doctor message, yeah?
Bonus quiz question for Calvin. Name Ireland's second highest ever goal scorer. Jonathan Walters. Right, Terence, bonus quiz question for you. Ireland scored one against one team at Euro 2012. Who was it? That's the easiest question ever. I'll tell you who scored the goal and all.
It was Wes Houlihan.
Right.
And who were we playing? When it was Foggy out.
Right. Go on. That was it. Yeah, you couldn't be further from the truth.
Am I wrong? What goal am I talking about?
It was Sean St. Ledger against Croatia. We drew 1-1. No, we lost 3-1. We didn't get a point that whole tournament.
I'm talking about the first goal at 2016, am I?
You said 2012 though, bro.
I know. I panicked me nerves.
Yeah.
Don't put me on the spot like that, boys. But come here, to see the second highest ever goal scorer.
Yeah. Who
Didn't put the answer in, did he?
No.
Give me a good guess on this one.
Noel Quinn or something. Noel Quinn? Yeah.
Is it Noel Quinn? You met Noel Quinn?
I met Noel Quinn, yeah. yeah.
And he bottled to ask him to come on the podcast.
Do you know what was funny, right? So, me and two of the boys went to Newcastle in November, and we were sitting on the plane, bleeding 7 o'clock in the morning flight or something. The boys were bleeding, locked in the airport. We're on the flight, buzzing. It's only like a 40-minute flight, and the three of us are buzzing, sitting together, having a great laugh. And the plane landed, and Newcastle were playing away that weekend. They were playing Arsenal.
Yeah.
And one of the boys goes, if Newcastle's playing away this weekend, do you reckon anyone's coming over here for a match? And I stood up and goes, who? Sunderland? Who the fuck is going to watch Sunderland? They're in Poxy League 1, the dirt. Yeah. Turn around, Noel Quinn standing beside me. Noel Quinn going to the Sunderland match, standing beside me. I was like, no way. So that was grand. And one of the boys called him being childish. Called him and looked away. And he turned around looking down the plane as someone calling him. But he was on air flight then on the way home, right? And the boys were like, go over to him and I'll ask him on the podcast. I was like, no, like, leave the fella alone. Do you know what I mean? He's going about his day. And we were sitting at the gate. And this fella falls up. Another early morning flight home. Like this fella falling up, walking towards the gate with a point in his hand. Yeah, walks by. Gets another Quinn, walks by and goes, legend! In his face. And just walked in. And I was thinking, like, that poor fella. But he is a legend.
Up with that, though. He is a legend.
My bud's brother is named after him. That's how much of a legend he is. Do you know what I mean? Naming kids after people and all. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm going to name me first something. My next child after Bruno Fernandes. Even if it's a girl. Bruno, I'm going to call her.
Bruno O'Brien?
Yeah, it's the Bob fella.
It's a cracker of a name.
The Bob message. Isn't it? Bruno O'Brien.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's our story about Noel Quinn anyways.
Yeah.
Why was I before you rudely interrupted us?
Owen text me, he's about wrong, that was a waste of time.
What about we were saying something before that, were we?
No. What's something you wish you had known about podcasting before you start doing it? That's a good question.
It is a great question. Oh, fuck, that's filth. I thought that one.
Yeah, that's a great question. Do you know what I wish I'd known? It's a lot more simple than I anticipated. the setup of it all.
Is it though?
You don't necessarily need the best of equipment to do it.
True. Prime example.
Yeah.
You were using that fucking phone
Yeah.
in your kitchen on the table.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Like, it's literally, it's content. It's what you talk about, not so much how it sounds. Now, I know if you go back and listen to our early stuff, it's absolutely dreadful, but it's what we were talking about. And obviously the point got across because it did resonate with people at the time. But I remember in the build-up to it all, I was like, how the fuck are we going to do this? How are we going to do this? Like, this is too much. You need mics, you need this, you need that. I thought you need a soundboard and all. Do you know, like decks, like bleeding Calvin Harris, not Calvin O'Brien doing a bleeding a podcast. So that's just a little something to take note to anybody out there who's thinking about even setting up a podcast.
That's a great bleeding question, man.
Yeah.
I can't think of something. There's billions of things. I just can't think of one. That's a brilliant question. Who asked? Shout that person out. Who was that? What a question.
Yeah.
What?
I'll tell you now who shouted her out. It was Amateur Delinquent on Instagram.
Absolutely grand.
Yeah.
Sick. We're at to give you a shout out with that.
Cut that. No, it's a good question.
It is. It's a brilliant question. I can't think of something. Do you know when you're just put in the spot? I leave here now, right, and I won't sleep tonight.
At home lying in bed and he'll sit up and he'll be like that. But no, that's even people out there who's actually thinking about doing podcasts. When it's something like 90% of podcasts don't get past episode 3, isn't it? And then out of the podcasts that do go past 3, 90% don't go past 10 or something like
20,
that.
I think.
20, was it?
Something like that.
No wonder you got past 20. 20, that's bleeding. That's about 4 series. No, but that's the thing. So if you're setting up a podcast, make sure you have an idea what you're going to be talking about. You know what I mean? It's all well and good. You might get 1 or 2 episodes out of just excitement and stuff. A good example is there's podcasts out there about Marvel films, right? If you think about it, there's only so many Marvel films out there. So it's going to be, it won't be like long before the well runs dry.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. They're what Johnny does with the bogey, man. Do you like that, Johnny? They're what they do. Golf. It's constantly going.
Yeah.
Football podcast, you're into your football.
Yeah.
Rugby, whatever you're into.
Now, that's not to say, like, if you're into a certain thing, like Marvel films, don't do a podcast.
Oh, no, yeah.
I'm just saying structure it.
You can be diverse, also.
Yeah, you might want to break it down, you know what I mean? Do like a series on one film. You know what I mean? One film could be 5 episodes long. Just have a plan, because I know a lot of people will, like, you'll see them and they'll be texting saying, will you give us a shout out, share our page, we're doing a podcast, and 4 weeks later they haven't done anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Consistency is key.
That's the big one. That's a big one. It's just being consistent. And I think if we can give ourselves any sort of credit, it'd be consistency.
Yeah.
Like, we've missed 2 weeks, I think,
Yeah.
in over a year.
Both COVID related.
Both COVID. But that is it. Both
Yeah.
COVID related. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And then I actually went on a bend as well, didn't I? Forget that.
Yeah. And anyways, yeah.
So, yeah, do you know what I mean? Consistency with it. I don't know an answer to the question. It's a brilliant question, though.
Right, well, next week we'll get you with it.
Yeah, hit me
Right.
with that again next week. I'll have time to think on it.
Right. So we'll wrap this one up this week. Stay tuned. We might have a big announcement soon enough. Keep your eyes peeled on Instagram, socials.
My nerves are gone.
Tiebreaker question. What's the population of Tokyo metro area? That means the city and the surrounding areas and suburbs.
I know.
Closest answer wins.
I know it.
Don't say something stupid like 17 people.
No.
One.
So Tokyo, the city and the surrounding areas, 125 million people.
He said, hang on. He said closest answer wins, yeah?
Am I right, boys?
Japan is not that big.
I thought that was in China, boys. 80,000 people.
I'm going to say 10 million.
Just roar it out.
37.4 million.
I was closer, yeah.
Why, yeah. Do you know what? You could have said something like a big, I don't know, world number like 60 million. You would have still been closer. You know what I mean? Right, so I'm at the winning. I'm at the wiping the floor with this quiz. Don't come at the king.
What do I get for that now?
A clatter.
I'll take that. If that's the least of me worries.
Yeah, and I'm just going to hold her over you and I'll pull her out of the bag. I don't know. Could be any stage in the future, Terence. You know what I mean? Something be there and I'll be like, remember I won the quiz? You had to do this for me now. You know what I mean?
Fuming.
That's what it's going to be. You know what I mean? We could be going out for a meal somewhere, like, oh, the bill is 200 quid. Yeah, can you have to pay for that?
You're on that one.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, right. Well, look, we'll wrap it up again for the second time.
Yeah.
Remember we had to do this with Jim Sheridan? He just had enough of us and he was like, right, lads, that's a wrap. He's just gone.
Yeah.
The Jim, relax, will you? Sit down for a minute, relax. But yeah, I'm doing that. So here, that's a wrap, boys. Johnny, take us out. Good luck. Boom!
Subscribe to this podcast for free on the Go Loud app.
What you waiting for? Put your back in it. Just a little more. Throw your weight in it now. Tell your body you can. Walk it hard and long. When you finish that,
The hip knocker.
go down, go down, go down.